I know we all love these kind of drawings. Or something like this one. And to achieve this, you think this is all you need to learn, right? Well, yes, but technically not only this. Today we are going to diverge and explore a completely different rendering style. It's overlooked, but if you master it, it will actually make your achieving these kind of drawings so much easier. People often say, master the form to master the render. And that is completely right. I do say so as well. What the major problem is, students, they will forget about the structure and the perspective that they have learned while they're shading. In the world of pencils and charcoal, where we use blending tools, erasers, 10 different types of pencils, brushes, it's just easy to forget all the underlying structure breakdown. And then you end up drawings like this or like this. But what if? Imagine just what if there's a rendering technique that the more you practice, the more it sharpens the grasp of your structure understanding. Today, let's uncover the secret together. Hey guys, welcome. My name is Mattesi and I'm your fellow Force instructor. Today's video is all about this one rendering technique that I've become kind of popular for. We will deep dive into this technique and cover the core basics. Then I will show you how to apply it to a torso render, and finally how to integrate it into a fully shaded drawing. Oh, by the way, this video will only work for you if you give it a thumbs up. So make sure you do that first. Alright, the first basics. One thing you need to learn before any rendering is the form. The structure. You can see here how this drawing is representing a whole lot of structure with everything being clearly distinctive. The front plane, the sides, the back, the top, and the bottom. And everything's been clearly highlighted. Yes, perspective and form, they are the two most important things to learn right after the gesture. This allows you to deal with space and create depth in your drawings. Since it's very technical and it demands this meticulous understanding of small little things, people just run away from it. But once you get it, you can create artworks like these. Remember guys, it is technical, yes, so in the beginning you have to learn the technicalities, but later on, your goal should be to actually get it intuitively. This is how I use it all the time. Beginner drawings often lack structure. They're flat, like an Egyptian guy stuck on a ball. Here's an example. If you draw without understanding or learning any fundamentals, they will just end up bad. So learn perspective. It's a core fundamental without which you will always be struggling. So now your form is in place. Now it's time to level up your rendering game. If you know us for a while now, you know how much we love the line. As Force instructors with a wide variety of industry experience, the drawing has become a language that we speak to communicate our ideas on a day-to-day basis. And this line that we call the Force line has become the vocabulary of our language. This sweet, beautiful, chocolatey, tapered line. So why not use lines to render instead of just shading? Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be learning the classical shading techniques. Learning to pay attention to the little things, the sharp observations, learning to control these values. It's such a powerful skill to build. You are really learning how to see. But if you're just starting out as a beginner, using the lines will teach you so much more about the structures, and then you'll see the improvements very, very fast. Line rendering bridges a gap while also making your drawings much more dynamic. We call this sculpting with line. Metaphorically speaking, it is like clay sculpting. When you repeat those lines across the whole figure in a fluid way, the drawing starts to look amazing and dynamic, perfect for learning structure and bringing motion to your figures. I just simply imagine myself as an ant walking across the surface to understand the volume of whatever I'm drawing, eventually being able to think in 3D while still able to render it. One of the best examples of this is Frank Frazetta. Look at his amazing render over here. You see, apart from the fact that he's using the poses so well and the overall composition, the line itself is revealing so much about the subject. It brings the fluidity and motion to the figures, plus it's helping him getting to the light and shadows as well. You can see so many such terrific examples online or in his books. So now you must have understood the power of the Force line. And it does have multiple different uses. It can be used for warm-ups, rough sketches, cleanup, perspective, obviously rendering, and so much more. Once you experience this line, you will never go back to the crude, scratchy, bad line. Just look at the difference between these three drawings. It's the same pose across. First is my drawing, second is made with the scratchy lines, and in the third, it's exactly the second drawing, nothing has changed. The balance is off, everything is off, but I just switched it with confident lines. Just the lines alone, while fixing nothing else, makes it a better drawing already. So let's see how you can use this line to start with the render. We are going to start simple. With simple, I mean we are going to start using primitives. Primitives are the simple volumes like sphere, cubes, cuboids, cone, etc, etc. Yeah, we're going to be using them. So where do we start? I'm a big fan of boxes. I always think about boxes as the universal guide to look at anything in any angle. And same goes for drawing from imagination or whether there's a reference in front of me. Alright, so what I'm just going to do is take a box, I'm going to draw it in my sketchbook, and I'm just going to be using some traditional inks and brushes and see how we can render a cube with some simple lines. Okay, we begin with drawing the top plane of the box. Let me put the ink on the side. Alright, so yeah, let me draw the top of the box really quick. Okay, here we get one plane. Now I'm just gonna go and draw the y-axis and finishing it up from the bottom, creating the whole box. At this stage, I'm also imagining the back of the box, if you're wondering, the back edges that are not visible. Okay, I'm just not drawing it. Anyway, I start with drawing some lines on one of the planes and then on the other planes. So as you can see, the lines that I'm drawing are in a random direction, but they stick to the volume of the block, right? The box here. And after this one, I'm just finishing up the other side. And at this stage, I'm just going to draw the lines. I'm not going to draw any curved lines or any sort of lines in any sort of direction, which is going to disrespect the volume, the form of the block. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to speed it up from here, and you can see the whole rendering of the box. Alright, now we're done with a cube. Let's take a cylinder and see how we can sculpt it. It's just much more closer to, let's say, an arm or leg. Now, within a cylinder, we can go across the contour to create more structure. These are called cross-contour lines in animation terms. And this is one way to bring in a lot of structure and still sculpt it without it getting too monotonous. You can see the lines are very different and versatile, and they are bringing in a lot of structure to the cylinder. Alternatively, you can go with the length of the cylinder also to draw these lines. Doing this needs more control, and lines have to be spaced well in order to bring in the volume. Now, once you have understood these two techniques, we can actually combine them and put them into some complex forms. I guess there's nothing better than a figure to try that out. Let's do it. So hopefully you like that one. But I have another treat for you. This time it is a back shot. The muscles at the back have this very seamless fluidity, and you will see how I make use of it. Yeah, let's begin. Alright, so now we are going back to the drawing from the very beginning of this video and see how all the rendering techniques apply. Alright, so we begin with drawing the S, and as you can see I'm going from the back to the abdomen, and in this demo you'll see me actually smudging a lot of things, because this is more painterly. I want it to be more painterly. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. Now you can see I am drawing some shapes in the back, like in the middle, and in the rear end also. And these are the shadow shapes, right? This is what I'm drawing right now. And they are basically just core shadows. And I haven't started the sculpting yet, okay? So I'm just literally trying to bring the feel of the light onto the form right now. Again, smudging, as you can see. More smudging. I'm just making it darker. I'm literally trying to isolate the lights from the darks. Yeah. And you can see the atmosphere is also coming up slowly and slowly. Okay, this is the moment where I start sculpting a few forms. Usually I would sculpt near the core shadows first. And to enhance the feel of the fluidity and the dynamism, I am just using some lines around the figure. And this is what my general technique looks like. So I will draw the shadow shapes, then I'll start sculpting on top of it to increase the fluidity and bringing those sweet little sculpting lines. And then I'll smudge more. If I require, I'll try to push things back. I'll smudge more, and I'll try to bring them back. I'll use more sculpting. And you can see, because everything is grayed out, I am just using some light values to enhance the volume. Okay, so as you can see, I put some light on the scapula and the shoulder area, and in the neck section and the traps. Here I'm just drawing the other arm, and at the back you can see I'm just putting some strokes, just to push the head back. I don't want the head to be the focus here. And here I started putting some lights on the body now also. And sometimes I'm putting them as broad strokes, and many a times I'm also putting them with the lights, right? So the light is what I'm talking about here. So that's about it. I pushed the head back and brought the whole body forward. Drawing some legs at the bottom, putting more sculpting lines where I needed them. So her arm, she's raising her arm, so I'm putting more of the lines in there to show some stress. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This time I tried something different, pushing more towards advanced techniques. But hey, if you're a beginner, don't worry about it. Well, art is all about enjoying and exploring, right? So I just want you to try it anyway. Also, I want to thank you all for bringing us to a great milestone, 50K subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Comment down below your biggest takeaway from this video. And if you have any ideas that you want us to make videos about, we would love to hear them down in the comments. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of the awesome videos that are coming on this channel. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Hey, I came here to check again. Have you subscribed yet? Come, take us to 100K. I know I can do it. Subscribe? Alright. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Bye. Take care.